Hi guys, Arissa Dia here, and I'm back with another K-pop reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to ENHYPEN's first comeback song, Drunk-Dazed, and I'm really excited. I've tried avoiding teasers as much as I can for this because I wanted to go into it super blind, though I am kind of confused and wondering about the name Drunk-Dazed because, to my knowledge, none of them are old enough to drink. At least most of them aren't. So I'm kind of interested in why they went with drunk dazed, because they could have just been like dazed, because none of them are really old enough to be drunk. But apart from that, I'm really interested. I saw that apparently K and AJ are also like make a cameo. I'm assuming they don't sing because they're not part of the group, but they do make a cameo. And for those who don't know, Kay and AJ are from Island, which was the competition show that ENHYPEN was formed from, and they are two members who did not make it, but are going to be debuting in Big Hit's new, or Hybe, I guess, new Japanese group, to my knowledge. But yeah, so let's get into this. That sounded like a car, not a bus. Were they at a bus stop? They were at a bus stop, but it sounded like a car was picking them up. Bloody birthday party. Okay, so that's Kay and AJ. So they're werewolves, according to the shadow. Oh, dude, Jay with the slit eyebrow. 10 out of 10. It's a good look for him. This has a great beat. This is definitely like a party song. Ooh, the slight slowdown. Ooh, wait. This like pickup was great. Okay, I really like that like high note to like end the verse. This is definitely like a party song. I like how they kind of did like the shot like motion. Dude, Nicki's facial expressions. So I'm assuming that they're carrying on like the vampire storyline from their last song. Dude, this concept fits Jay so well. Okay, and there was like AJ and K again. I wonder if they're gonna do something with a Japanese group that's gonna be like werewolf themed. Dude, that's kind of creepy. That's a pretty dress. That's something I would wear. I like the prince outfit. Like the admiral. So she like a vampire queen? It looked like she just poured blood. So now we have like carnival music, which carnival was part of like the theme in like their teaser photos. I don't like the sound of like the blood falling. I could do without that. There's a different sound between rain falling and like blood falling. There's more of a splat when it's blood, which makes sense, it's thicker. I like the dance solo in the like blood raining room. Dude, that was a great party song. Oh, it's still continuing. Isn't she gonna... Who puts a doorbell in the middle of a door? I thought she was gonna knock on it. Do people really have doorbells in the middle of their door? I know that's not what I should be taking from, like, the end of the video. But normally, like, the doorbell's, like, on the side, like, on the door frame, or, like, on the other side of the door frame. It's not on the actual door. That's kind of weird. Like, maybe it's different in Korea. Maybe, like, in Korea they actually have their doorbells on their door. That could be, I don't know. But to me, I've always had doorbells, like, next to the door, not on the door. But overall, I thought that was really, really great. I like how they did continue, like, the, like, vampire narrative. It's something that, like, I don't know, I just think Big Hit, or I guess High B, it's gonna take me a while to switch over from, like, High B, or from Big Hit to High B, but yeah, they just do, like, a great job with, like, just narratives in their music videos, and, like, that's what I've always loved about music videos in general, is being able to come up with, like, a story, like a mini movie that is set to the song that you create and to the lyrics. And I've always loved that. But Hybe does great with their groups, like, not only creating a narrative for a single song, but creating a narrative throughout all of their songs. And I think that's, like, something that's really hard to do, but really great when you can pull it off. And, like, we've seen, like, BTS, obviously, I think is the biggest and most well-known one, with the whole, like, HYYH storyline, and, like, it even tied in, like, Wings and stuff, to even, like, TXT now has their own narrative that I've kind of lost track of because I didn't really understand it from the start, so now I'm just even more confused. Whereas ENHYPEN, I'm actually understanding the storyline. There's vampires, and now there's werewolves being introduced. So I'm kind of getting it. Although the first song didn't really, like, flat out say, like, hey, we're vampires. Like, I kind of, like, joked around saying, like, hey, it kind of seems like they're vampires. And then I was reading things afterwards and was like, oh, they are supposed to be vampires. So, yeah, that was my kind of thing. Give and Taken, that's the name of the song. I was like, what's the name of the song? Yeah, so Give and Taken was their debut, and it kind of showed that they were vampires, but it didn't explicitly state or, like, really show that they were vampires. It was kind of like, I got it from, like, 2 hints that were, like, very small, and was like, hey, they might be vampires, and then afterwards everybody was like, yeah, they were vampires. I was like, oh yeah, that was not, like, explicitly stated. Like, if I'd missed those, like, 2 details, like, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. And this one was a bit more explicit with the fact that, like, there was blood everywhere, they were like drinking it. Like, it was much more in your face. And they were like in your face about like Kay and AJ being like werewolves because like their shadows were flat out just wolves. Like, well, no, they were flat out like werewolves. Like, you could tell they were humanized. Which makes me actually really interested to see if for when they debut in the Japanese group, if that information was correct. If they will have a storyline that has to do with werewolves, and if the two will kind of become intertwined. I think that would be really cool. I think it would be really hard to pull off to have two groups have narratives that not only stick to themselves, but also cross over into each other. I think it would be hella cool if they can pull it off, but it would be very hard. But I think it'd be interesting. I would love to also see just like within ENHYPEN's music in the future, like have the werewolves show up a bit more, because like in this one they only showed up for like a little bit. So I'd love to see how that plays out. I'm really invested in like the werewolf vampire storyline now. And I'm really curious as to how the girl ties into it, because it looked kind of like she was like a vampire queen, by the way that she was like pouring the blood, but it also could be that she's a virgin vampire bride, which is essentially a sacrifice. Which that would be interesting, especially given that she was wearing white. I think if she really was a vampire, she might not be wearing white. So she could be more like a vampire bride, and that's why she had the white for purity, and then she was dumping out the blood as like part of her like sacrifice. I think that would be an interesting way to look through it. And that would also explain why the werewolves were kind of like following her, or at least there at like the start. Whereas if she was actually like a vampire, especially like a vampire queen, I don't think the werewolves would get involved with her. At least that's just my theory. So I'm really curious. I feel like she's probably a sacrifice, especially because she gets an invitation saying, hey, come to our bloody birthday party. Also, if I got an invitation that said come to our bloody birthday party and I wasn't living in like England, where the use of the word bloody is both a good technically and bad word, like I would not go. I'd kind of be like, what? Unless maybe it was Halloween. If it was Halloween, then I could understand. But if like just the middle of the year, like it's April now, like if in April I just got a random invitation that I picked up from like it wasn't delivered to her, it was on a bench at a bus stop in a book that she randomly picked up. So either she knew it was going to be there, or the guys knew that she was going to be there and that she would pick it up. But I don't know who would actually just find an invitation on a bench out in public and then go to it. Like, to me, that just is like, oh, somebody left their book here and they have an invitation in it. Let me, like, call the number to see if they know whose it is, or, like, take it to, like, the police or, like, a lost and found. Like, I wouldn't take it and then just go to the invitation's, like, party place. Like, I wouldn't do that personally, but, you know, I guess, like, fiction will be fiction. But I am curious about her role in it, especially because, like, they didn't really show her face. They only showed, like, far out shots or her back, so that's really, really interesting. So I'm wondering how she's going to play into the storyline. But overall, apart from the story, because that's all I've focused on for now, apart from the story, the music was really, really good. It was definitely, like, a dance song. Like, I could easily see that, like, playing at the club. Like, it had a good beat. Like, you can easily party to it. And so I really dug the vibe. It was really, really good. I loved how they had, like, the, like, high notes and, like, the chorus. I thought that was really, really cool. But overall, great song. I was honestly not sure what to expect for their first comeback. Like, they had a really strong debut song. That was kind of in the kind of popular guy style now, where it's kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it. I like to think of it as kind of like dark fantasy pop. I don't think that's what it's like actually, but it's kind of like the style of music that like every guy group has kind of been doing. So I really didn't know what to expect for this one. So I'm actually kind of glad it was kind of like a party type song, but it was like a good party type song. So I really enjoyed it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, if you liked it, if you didn't. If you have any theories on this whole vampire lichen like storyline that seems to be happening, please let me know, because I'd love to read it, honestly. I love theories and stuff like this, and this one seems to have like a pretty decent and like straightforward storyline so far. So yeah, let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I release more K-pop reaction videos or just other fun videos on my channel. I hope you guys all enjoy, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Love you. Bye.